My name is Christina Nastasi, and I'm going to be giving a speech today, a tribute speech today for the armed forces and their families. The first thing we're going to talk about is the sacrifices that our armed forces members make and that our families make to keep this country safe. First of all, let's talk about the armed forces members, the sacrifices they make. First of all is their work schedule. You and I probably go to work, if you're outside of the military, you probably go to work for at least an 8-hour day. Most of us don't work past that. In the military, you know, they say a normal day is from 7 to 4. Now, I know my husband's in the military and he usually doesn't make it home until about 5 or 6. So to me, a normal day for the armed forces member is a good 9 to 12 hours. And then long days can be anywhere from 12 to 18 hours. So they have a long day sometimes. And what gets me is, you know, my husband's been in the military for 20 years, and I've been married to him almost all of that time, and I don't ever know of a time that he's called in sick. And to me, that's very unusual. And you won't just find him doing that. You'll find most armed service members do that. When they're tired from the weekend, they don't take, you know, Monday off. They get to continue, or they continue to go to work. So that's a big sacrifice, because you know there's days where they don't feel well. And then another sacrifice that our armed service members make is their deployments, the long deployments that they make away from their families. And you know there are times when they miss their families. For instance, I'll tell you a little story. My husband had been gone for 6 months, and when he came back, we went to Rhode Island on vacation. And of course, I'd been with the family the whole 6 months he had been gone. So when we got to Rhode Island, you know, we're walking around and we're enjoying the scenery, which it's beautiful there. And I just get this, I don't know, this homesick feeling came over me in my gut, and I just missed my children, my home, my family. And I turned to my husband and I said, you know, the feeling I have right now, I can't imagine having to endure those feelings over and over again. You know, missing your family and not being able to, you know, go back home if you want to. That's got to be a really, really tough thing to deal with day in and day out. And then, you know, the armed forces members miss their children growing up. They miss children's first steps. They miss their child's birth. And the sacrifices, let's go into the sacrifices that the family members make. First of all, you know, it's not just about the family member being women anymore. There's also men that support their family members, their armed forces members, as they deploy. And you know, we stay home and we take care of the children and all the things that go on with daily living while the armed forces member is gone. We take care of the yard, the cars, the house, the kids. And it's kind of like, you know, like I was saying about the armed forces member, about, you know, you can't take a day off when you're sick because, you know, we still have to continue to go on. I can remember there was a time where my husband was gone for 6 months and I had the flu and I had 3 small children. I was away from my family. I had no family around. And I always joke, you know, we were in the commissary shopping. There I was in the commissary with the flu shopping with 3 small children. You just do what you have to do. That's a sacrifice. And there was a time also, you know, I've mowed many yards in my day being a military wife. And this one time we had a house that had a very big yard, and I can remember, having the kids and myself. I have 3 children, again, like I said, and I can remember us taking turns on, okay, if you do this side of the yard, I'll do that side, and you do this side, and you do that side, because it was a job. Now, that's a chore that my husband would take care of, by himself, but we had to all work together as a family to do that. So you take on the responsibilities of the other person as well when they're gone. And another sacrifice is moving. We move every 3 to 4 years. It's difficult. It's hard. It's hard to pack up and move away, because just when you feel like you've gotten settled and you've made new friends, it's time to go again. But that's something that we do for our country, for our armed service members. Okay, and now you're asking, if you're not in the military or you're not a military spouse, you're saying, okay, why do you do this? Why? What are the benefits of doing these things? Well, the benefits are, first of all, the paycheck. You're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. Especially, you take the economy right now. I mean, I know people that are losing their jobs left and right. They're not getting a paycheck anymore. We have job security with the military. The medical benefits that we get are unbelievable. You could not get that outside of the military. The camaraderie, your comrades, friends, on the armed forces member and the military member side. I have friends all over the world. I've made some of my best friends being in the military. And there's a special bond there that you make with these women that, when your husbands are gone, these are the people you count on. These are your friends, and there's a bond there that can never be taken away. So I have friends all over the world. Another reason why we do it, I've traveled to some beautiful places. I've seen a lot of things. Just for instance, we were in Hawaii, and I have been to all the different islands there in Hawaii. I got to experience the culture there, which I think is wonderful. And I think another thing that, military people, military members, military families do well with, we do well with diversity. We will accept just about anybody, excuse me, because we have been around so many different kinds of people, poor, rich, black, white, Asian. We accept them all. I think we definitely learn from each other. So this is one reason we do it. So I just want to wrap up my speech today. And I want to thank all military members, all family members, for the sacrifices that you make. I know it's difficult. I know from personal experience, I've been doing this 20 years, and it is not an easy life, but it's worth it. It's worth it for our freedom, our safety, and I just want to say thank you for all that you do for the armed service member and the family members. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.